What up, guys? That Comic Awesome here, doing another review, doing Future Quest number 8, and this is Mightor. So, Future Quest kind of been running through some Hanna-Barbera heroes. First it was Space Ghost, then Birdman, and now Mightor. Unfortunately, so far, this is probably the weakest story, but it's okay. It has its moments, but it is, to me, it doesn't have kind of the deep emotional drive that Birdman did, and it doesn't have kind of the more lighthearted cosmic stuff that Space Ghost did. It does have some really good lightheartedness, and kind of the lesson of this book is actually it's pretty good. It's amusing. But yeah, so let's jump in. And another thing, this does one of my pet peeves of, hey, this is a really awesome cover, but it has nothing to do with what's in this book. I almost wish it did, because it's a pretty awesome thing of Mightor fighting off some dinosaurs, but this has nothing to do with that. He actually fights space aliens in this book, so I don't know why there is a Triceratops and what looks like a T-Rex in the back. Another note of this is the first one of the Future Quest books that acknowledges the previous. So in this, Space Ghost and Birdman are mentioned, which gives me hope that this is kind of doing a little bit of the Marvel Cinematic Universe thing, where you're getting not origins, but you're getting individual stories of these heroes, and then what we'll get is like an arc, like a story arc of them kind of coming together and fixing or solving some sort of galactic crisis, which I would be 100% okay with. I think that's awesome. One of the things that the Marvel Cinematic Universe does so well is it makes you care about the individual characters before throwing them kind of into the deep end, unlike the DC universe, where you pretty much have like one movie to start, and then you're already starting like crossovers and trying to, I like this. You had Space Ghost. I really cared about the Space Ghost arc. You had Birdman, really good arc there, and now you're getting Mightor, and I think then, I don't know if the after this maybe we'll start combining. They'll have another one. I don't know, but this kind of lays the groundwork for Mightor, who he is. And really what he's capable of, because I'm not really too familiar with him. But yeah, let's kind of jump in. So the story, the setup is we've sent information out into space for life, which kind of doesn't make sense, because they've already established that Space Ghost exists in this world. And if Space Ghost exists in this world, other galactic planets and stuff exist in this world. So these two scientists, this is in like a satellite dish in Puerto Rico, and they're talking about, they got an answer back from a call that was just 13 hours from when they sent it, which means it's, 143 million miles from Earth. And he's like, well, that's not as long as it took the first response took much longer. And she's like, yeah, I don't think we're communicating with a fixed point like a planet. I think it's something traveling this way. So there's obviously some aliens coming to make contact. And this was the first part where I was just like, So then you see these, kind of beings, and they're like, oh, we're going to take over, these Terran, people are stupid. They've pretty much been sending us information, just like all the other planets we've taken over. So we're gonna go, go pretty much take over, control them, and destroy their planet. And this was the first thing. So instead of first contact, you got fist contact. And I was just like, like, this is so much cheese on the pizza that, like, I had to remove some of it. Like, it's just too much cheese. I think that was probably one of my main problems with this book. It's good. It's okay, but it's a little cheesy. So then you kind of get this barbecue. It's a family reunion. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a birthday. So I thought somebody. But one of the guys wearing a family reunion T-shirt. That, and take notice of this dog. So. There's some, they're just hanging out, family. The dad says such a nowadays thing. Hey, Ty, that's enough screen time, son. That's such a nowadays parent thing to say. Like, that's enough screen time. Get off your tablet. Didn't have that when I was a kid. It's TV time, video game time. Nope, screen time. But it turns out he's talking to Johnny and Haji, who actually, that kind of intrigues me because I wonder if they're going to be, again, maybe a chapter in this series. But they're in Antarctica fighting some crab monster. And so this is, and then so the uncle, this is where I got the family reunion thing. He's wearing a family reunion shirt. But anyway, so it's Ty's birthday, a big, gathering of family. And this uncle here is doing like the classic uncle. He's like, back when I was playing ball and running sprints already. You need to stay outside, which I 100% agree with, and I 100% realize that makes me sound old. So then the kid is he's like, hey, look, like you don't understand, like I'm a superhero. He's like, well, you talk about me all the time, like you just don't realize it. And they're like, sure you are, hun, like. You're a superhero. He's like, no, seriously, like, I'm, I was, like, saving, like, a submarine last week. You're all Mightor that, Mightor this. He's like, that's me. Which, that irritates me a little bit. I hate when characters have secret identities, but then the secret identity wants to be identified as the hero. It's like, just be the hero all the time. Like, why be Ty? It's like you want everyone to call you Mightor, just be Mightor. Anyway, again, that's like kind of just rubbed me a little raw. But so here's the lesson. Here's the lesson in the story, and it comes full circle. So the uncle's giving him advice, and he's like, and every now and then, a new bad dude pokes around, trying to take some territory. You deal with him fast and hard before he gets established. Then you're paying customers to stop coming around. They don't trust you, and you gotta take care of them. So again, that comes back. So then you get his teacher, who again he kind of his parents like, oh, this is his tutor, Deva. I'll say Deva. She's a tutor, and she's like, nah, she's a secret agent. It's like, kid, sometimes you don't need to tell everybody everything. I get you're excited about being a superhero, but sometimes bring it down a little bit. So they're in charge of going to make first contact with this alien ship. This was one part that made me cringe too. She said, I don't want it to, we don't know where it's going to land, and I don't want the first people on Earth it encounters shooting at it. Luckily, it didn't land in America. Luckily. Anyway. So, Ty has to become a hero. They teleport. This kind of made me laugh. So, he's like, they figure out it's coming to Switzerland. So, he uses magic club, teleports them to Switzerland. And after they leave, the dad's like, why don't we use that last time we went to your folks' place in Florida? Which is a valid question. So there's the alien. His name is Oskas. And he's like, hey, look, you're on the verge of galactic travel or intergalactic travel. We're here to help. But you have to join our secret order, or our star. Was it Star Point? And he's like, Don't worry, like, we'll take care of everything. And so then he realizes that the Earth is made up of several countries. Several? Try hundreds of countries. Several continents, hundreds of countries. Then, again, some interesting art choices. So I want to just go through this panel. You have these two standing here, right? So here's your vantage point. You then have him talking to a response to her. So you figure he's facing these two people. Then you see a blast of two people, one with a gun, which you would assume this soldier has a gun, and then another. But then she's okay, there's one body. Like, I don't get it. I was like, I don't understand the math on that. Like, how is she all right? Anyway, I want to skip ahead because I'm running long, but the point of the story, the whole point is, so Mightor's fighting him, and they kind of get to a part where he's winning. He's like, I'm not all about the club. He's like, I can beat you with my fists. So he starts beating him, and Dev is like, hey, don't lose your edge. We gotta, this guy represents an intergalactic force that can, like, take us over. And he says, just like my uncle said, some bad dude shows up in your territory, you show him real quick how things work, before he gets established. And he said, you get me, son? Or do we gotta keep going on about Starpoint? And he's like, this world's not ready. I love that. You get me, son? He just has him in a headlock. And I cracked up at that. Again, Mightor wasn't bad. It was just okay. It wasn't something spectacular. I hope to see more. I want to learn more about this character. But yeah, that's what I think. Future Quest has been something fairly consistently good. To me, the Birdman arc was the best and very deep. Kind of about human emotion. This seems like it's going to be a little more fun and exciting, so we'll see how it rolls. And yeah, that's what I think. Subscribe over here, watch some more videos, hit me up in the comments, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.